Hi, ready for the number one must-know secret of getting the love you want? Stay tuned. I'm Dr. Diana Kirshner. You may know me from my Amazon Prime special, Love in 90 Days, and I'm thrilled to be with you. Now, when you think about work, you know what the secret is. If you want to get somewhere, you absolutely need a mentor, somebody who's been there, done that, and can show you the way. And women who work with mentors have higher self-esteem and they're much more successful. They break through the glass ceiling. It's pretty clear. Well, love is no different. But when it comes to love, it's actually all about getting a real live fairy godmother. And you can do it for real. So now let's think about Cinderella. The story of Cinderella is not just a fairy tale. The story of Cinderella is a real live archetypal story. And Cinderella's fairy godmother did three key things for her, and that really got her to her prince. And she did these things based on what Cinderella needed, based on the wounds and rejections that she had from her childhood. These three key things are: she provided nurturance, she provided programming, what I call programming, and she provided limit setting. And the truth is, we all need these kinds of ingredients to go beyond the limitations of our original parenting, the emotional neglect, the abandonment, the put downs, or the abuse we suffered as kids that we still carry in our psyches, actually even in our bodies. Recent research from the Loma Linda University shows that people who say they grew up with a cold or neglectful mother actually have 25% shorter telomeres. These are the little ends of the cells that dictate how long you live. So they actually live shorter lifespans, and they also get ill more often. But not to worry, because I believe that we are all wired to be parented throughout our lives. And that's why we can have fairy godmothers who come into our lives and help us actually develop and blossom into our high value, healthy diamond self identities. And there's other research that shows that you can actually turn on genes or turn off genes in terms of how they express in your body, depending on your emotional state. And certainly getting loved up puts you in a much higher emotional state. So, we all need fairy godmother reparenting to tap into our high value diamond selves and find our own princes. So let's take a closer look at how Cinderella's fairy godmother provided the three key loving ingredients to help her grow into the princess she really was. Now, number one is nurturance, and this starts with seeing the real Cinderella, who felt entirely invisible under the ashes. You remember the story, she's covered with ashes. And the fairy godmother comes in and she sees her and she appreciates Cinderella and she validates Cinderella. And she chooses Cinderella to be her special one who she's going to help. Now, all too often, women feel isolated and alone at the core level. They feel old or fat, outdated or invisible, and they feel buried under ashes. Now, a fairy godmother is someone who brings the magic to blow those ashes away, so that she can once and for all actually blossom into her real happy, healthy self. Number two key ingredient is programming. Now, Cinderella's fairy godmother saw Cinderella's high value diamond self-identity. You guys have been watching other videos, that I call this the diamond self-identity. It's the best self-identity. So Cinderella's fairy godmother saw the princess underneath the ashes. And she told Cinderella she belonged at the ball. She got her a gorgeous gown. She got her glass slippers and an unbelievably wonderful carriage. And she basically gave her a map as to how to get to the ball. Now, many women today are lost and they're burnt out and they're confused in this mass of online dating and apps and men coming and going and disappearing. And they feel invisible and like they're not sure how to get to the ball of their dreams. Now, a fairy godmother mentor can hold the vision of them dancing away at the ball and show them how to get there. Now, number three key ingredient is limit setting. Cinderella's fairy godmother set limits. Cinderella could not have 8-hour dates and have sex with the prince on their first encounter. She had to leave the ball at midnight, right? You remember that? So this sets the stage for the prince to chase after her instead of, vice versa, which is what so many women do today. A fairy godmother mentor can help a woman set healthy boundaries and hold herself in a position of value, which is so important, so key. So we all know what happened to Cinderella, right? Happily ever after with her prince. And the best news is it can happen to you too. It can definitely happen to you too. There are real live fairy godmothers who can be a healing force of nature in your emotional life. They could be a person who gives you that kind of deep emotional support, that honest feedback, envisioning the best you, and advice that really works based on your own unique needs and wants. Most importantly, a fairy godmother mentor helps you be your diamond self. It's that identity where you feel most lovable, loving, empowered, and real. And the best kind of fairy godmother really walks their talk. I am doing this work because I had a fairy godmother. It was actually a man who was my fairy godmother, but I came from a family being an unwanted fifth daughter in a family that only wanted boys, and my father didn't even come to the hospital when I was born. And I had a fairy godmother who came into my life, helped me find my high value diamond self, and actually this is just completely changed my life. This is why I do the work I do. I really want to pay that forward. I was able to meet and marry my soulmate, which is a miracle, a complete miracle. And this is why I do the work I do. And I have a whole amazing team of expert fairy godmother coaches. And at the end of this video, I will let you know how to talk to one for free so you can have a fairy godmother connect to you. And I want to read you a little something from Tamara Green. Tamara is an LCSW who's one of my senior love mentor coaches. And here's how she describes the fairy godmother mentoring process. We carry the qualities of the divine feminine: caring, empathy, wisdom, healing, peace, love, kindness, and nurturing, all of which are very powerful. Each of these qualities can transform hard into soft, dissolve walls, and heal battered, untrusting, and broken hearts. Just like the woman's womb, we are entrusted with the great mysteries of the universe, the nurturing cave in which a baby's new life grows into safety, the enriching soil where seeds alchemize and sprout, the therapeutic cocoon in which caterpillars morph into butterflies. We see past the defenses, the resistances, the excuses, the procrastinations of the wounded heart. We experience who you really are, a brilliant light. I'm going to say that again. We experience who you really are, a brilliant light that over the years has been dimmed by the hurt, pain, and loss. We witness your dimmed light, but only focus on the radiant diamond that is you, your true self. This is the you. This actually gives me chills reading this to you. This is the you that is overflowing with joy, awareness, and possibility. The you that awakens to your visions of true love. This is where the magic happens. So you get the idea here in terms of what's going on with these fairy godmother coaches. And you can talk to one for free for 40 whole minutes by phone or Skype. That's the incredible thing. These guys are so talented. I used one to coach me when I did my own PBS special on finding love, and it was amazing. And you can talk to one for free for 40 minutes by phone or Skype. All you need to do is go to loveiN90days.com. That's loveiN90days.com. Click on the coaching tab and fill out the form. And at the bottom, please put in that you came from Facebook, because you'll definitely get your session. Sometimes we have to turn people away. One woman who had a free session after just the 40-minute talk was able to talk to her boyfriend about how she needed a commitment, and the whole thing rose. He rose to the occasion, and the whole thing moved forward, and she was able to get engaged. And there are many other wonderful things that happen after these sessions. So definitely get your free 40-minute session by phone or Skype. Just go to loveiN90days.com, click on the coaching tab, fill out the form, and I can't wait. I will personally match you guys with a love mentor coach. You'll tell me a little bit about your problem, and I'll match you personally. I love you guys. You're the best. You're all my sea of diamonds. Till next week.